Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter and, of course, Threads, which is so important to America. Without Threads, I don't know that America continues. Right?
Well,
somebody had to say
especially
it.
Right, yeah. I think it had to be said.
On Liberation Day.
Right.
So
is it Liberation Day?
Yeah, it
Liberation
is.
Day.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, that means, the tariffs kick into gear today. So it finally is happening.
Yes, it is.
It's on, like
guess,
Donkey Kong.
I guess it's windy outside since you have a windbreaker on.
Yeah. Well, I've got my very cool ICE immigration jacket on.
So you're on duty this
Because it
morning?
was about 12 degrees in this room. Thought it might be a good day to...
Oh, it's nice to see Chris is here. I thought you had headed out of the building when you saw Pat walk in wearing that jacket.
But there's a wall separating us.
After the show, I'm taking you in. So
we have to talk.
just know that. Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, dude.
Yeah,
You knew this day would come. You've been living in the shadows, bro.
And apparently it doesn't matter whether you've done something illegal or not. If we round you up, we're shipping you out.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And I do have tattoos, so match.
There you go. So you're going directly to El Salvador. So good luck with that.
Boy, that's
right.
a mess, man.
I know.
Man. Oof. Yeah, they scooped up a Maryland guy, right?
Yeah.
Nah,
What are you going to do?
You had to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
I don't.
That's not good.
It's not good.
That's
No,
not
it is
good.
not.
Because the government, we're setting a dangerous precedent of our federal government not having to reveal evidence in court.
Well, and how do you defend it? How do you defend it? I've got people who are hardcore conservatives coming to me every day. Pat, what am I supposed to make of this? What is going on? What do you think of this? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just part of the ICE immigration troop, okay? It's just me.
I'm just trying to round up the Territorian here. I've got a Territorian who's been here for 30 years or whatever. He's got to go.
Yeah, so they...
So this Maryland guy...
They've admitted that they...
Yeah.
An administrative error
It's
caused
incredible.
him to be sent to that.
know.
This is exactly what I was saying. We all agree that if you're here illegally, you should not be in this country.
Right.
What-
But if you're an American citizen, you can't be scooped up and sent away.
Well, this guy's...
Except
you can.
You can.
Well, no, this guy's not an American citizen.
I thought he was from Maryland. I thought
No,
he was...
his wife's a citizen. His wife's a citizen.
Yeah,
he's
here
not.
illegally. He shouldn't be in this country.
Okay.
But they're saying that they have one informant
Yeah.
who has said that he was high up in MS-13.
Right.
Okay.
I haven't seen or heard any other evidence. The government hasn't produced any other evidence.
If he's illegal,
right,
bye-bye.
get out. Right,
Get out.
but
Not
does that
necess-
warrant a supermax for the rest of your life
No.
in El Salvador?
I mean,
Absolutely not.
in fact, didn't they try to get him back and we were told no?
That's the thing. It doesn't seem like this administration is even trying.
I would like to.
They said,
I don't even know if they tried. They just said we can't.
They
They
did
said-
try.
Yeah, no, they said, nah, we can't really do anything. So
Yeah.
sorry.
No, you can.
I think so.
You can.
I think so.
We've got a Delta Force team or a Navy SEAL 6 team that says you
Are
can't.
they going into that? Are they going into that prison? I don't think so.
I think they could.
I mean, we could play this clip
I
now
think they
if
could.
you want, or you want to save it for later.
I don't
When
know.
we go through Karoline Leavitt.
Okay.
Okay.
No, let's do that now.
Clip 11 here.
Since
so
we're on it.
So again, the administration has admitted that they made a mistake. They're not really seem like they care. And so here is
they
the White
care,
House
but what are you
press-
going to do?
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Clip 11.
I would like to point out that if you just saw the headline from the insane, failing Atlantic magazine this morning, you would think this individual was Father of the Year, living in Maryland, living a peaceful life. when
Yeah,
that
that's what I
couldn't be
did
further
think,
from
yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
They didn't even mention
too.
in the
Pause it.
title of that.
In fact, I think the headline was Father of the Year, Maryland citizen.
It was, right?
Sent to Supermax in El Salvador. I thought, that's probably not good.
No, that doesn't. That seems suboptimal.
It does.
I mean, is it that easy? If I just go to the government and just say, "Oh yeah, Chris Cruz,
MS-13.
MS-13, get in there."
Boys, easy.
In fact, that
Tom
freaking
Pullman.
guy is MS-14. He's been He goes even further than the 13.
Thank you. That's
He's
how
to
bad he
14.
is.
Yeah, he's bad.
But again, we don't want you worrying about this until after the show has been successfully run from in there.
Right, exactly.
Then
And again,
we'll worry.
So you're
Reminder,
fine.
I have tattoos, so what you guys are saying
And he has
here
tattoos.
might get me into even more trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're already at the 14th level. So
All right, let's see the rest of this.
Even mention in the title of that article or even in the first paragraph that this individual is an illegal criminal
Right,
who
true.
broke our nation's immigration laws.
Correct.
He is a leader in the brutal MS-13 gang,
Oh,
and
wow.
he is involved in human trafficking. And now MS-13 is a designated foreign
trafficking.
terrorist organization. Foreign terrorists have no legal protections in the United States of America. And this administration
Good.
is
Get
going
out.
to continue
Yeah.
to deport foreign terrorists and illegal
Good.
criminals from our nation's interior.
All right.
He has no criminal convictions in the U.S. or El Salvador, his home country. I just want to point out. Now, again, he should
yeah.
not be here, but does he necessarily need to go to the... And I guess...
and
look,
maybe
since
we
he-
have information
and
that we're not
since-
seeing.
That's exactly right. So either our government should produce that evidence, or
They sure should.
At the end of the day, if he's an El Salvador citizen, then this is between him and his government. That's where he's housed right now.
Yeah.
Take it up with them.
Yeah. That's
But-
what I'm telling everybody. Take it up with El Salvador. They should have been deported. Now, I can't vouch for going directly to a supermax prison.
I know.
I don't know
Agreed.
about that. Okay, I don't know
And
what
I'm sure the
evidence they have on
communication you have when you're in that prison with the leaders is top notch.
it. Of course it is.
I mean,
Of course it is. They
So
want to find out.
conversations every day.
Yeah.
About how
Yeah.
you doing, how you holding up.
Right. Exactly. Do we have the right person?
so a
Are you
judge-
the guy that we were
Right,
looking for? Yeah.
A judge in 2019 had a protection order for him that has just been ignored now. And the only way that his family knows that that is him in that prison is because his head is shaved. There's a picture from above, and his wife recognized the scars on his scalp.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, oh, that's where they took him on March 15th. So, I don't know.
Ugh,
It's
jeez.
messy. I mean, again,
that
does
is-
not belong in
that's
this country.
Where did those
That's not
scars
the
come
argument.
from?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, Jeff Fisher Colombo. Oh, just one more thing here. How'd you get those scars?
Yeah, where did they
That's a
come
good
from?
question. That is a good question.
So if you have scars, you belong in the supermax in El Salvador.
And tattoos. Holy cow.
Yeah, not only did he have the tattoo,
Look at those
he had
scars.
scars. So we sent him directly to supermax.
I mean, they're recognizable. The wife knew who he was.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's difficult.
It is.
It makes it really hard.
It does.
And I don't know if the administration cares that it's hard
not a
for their
chance.
supporters. Help us out here. Tell us the evidence that's being.
I don't like secret courts.
Yeah,
Or
tell
secret
us.
ruling,
Tell us how.
evidence.
What is the process here of sending? I'm fine with deporting people back to their home country. I am not fine with sending them directly to a supermax for no apparent reason.
Right.
One informant. And so that.
And now we're saying that we sent them to the supermax with whatever deal we have with El Salvador, and there's no process of returning.
Yeah, that's what we're being told. Basically, yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Sorry, can't come back. What did he fall into a black hole where not even light can escape?
right.
Now,
Come on.
now, if our government, now this could be happening, our government is providing the evidence that they supposedly have to the El Salvador government, saying,
Yeah.
by the way, this is the guy that.
Okay, and then El Salvador
Yeah.
says no. Well, we're not.
I'd like a
taking
little
that.
help here as well. Tell us.
Tell us, yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
please? Yeah, tell American citizens what's going on here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that we can defend
There's
this
a lot
action.
there's a lot of issues here. It's
Yeah,
like, where's
there
the
are.
evidence and the court order?
And look, has
that was
anybody
just-
supported this stuff more than us? I don't think so. I mean, I've been all over how great this has been for the first 3 months. We're starting to stumble into some scary territory, though. Between the supermax and the third term and, things of that nature.
He's just joking. He was asked
He's
about
not
it.
joking.
He was asked about it. He said he didn't know.
Not
He's
Just
joking.
one last thing on this
just trolling
situation with the ignoring of the judge's orders and stuff. If Congress wants to redistrict, if you will, the judicial authorities here, I mean, they can do that. They can do that. They could also try to impeach these judges because I think a case could be made on many of them for
They can also
bad
lessen
behavior,
their authority.
Bad behavior, which the Constitution allows you to impeach them over. But yes, you can change their authority. But we can't change their authority when we're recessing for the week because Anna Paulina Luna and a handful of Democrats have forced Mike Johnson's hand on recessing for the week because of the derailment yesterday and the baby and oh my gosh, this Congress is a joke.
She did have some issues though. There were some issues there from Anna Paulina Luna.
Yeah. Do you want to play this Democrat Brittany Pedersen?
Barely say the name.
I know. I can't. I can't say it without doing the sing-songy thing.
See how long you can make it through a baby at the microphone clip here.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Clip 1.
All right.
I'm talking about
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in strong opposition to this rule, which restricts moms and dads
So
from
they
doing
want
their
to vote
jobs
by
after
proxy
welcoming a
because
new
they have
child.
babies.
Right.
Like so many of our colleagues,
Yes.
it's one of my greatest honors to be a mom. I have 2 little boys, a son named Davis, who's
Pause it for a
5,
sec. All right. This has
and my-
happened 14 times in American history.
What,
14
the proxy
times.
votes?
Yeah. For mothers. There's been 14 mothers who've needed the proxy vote. Okay. That's 247 years, 14 times.
Okay.
But I'm all about.
Sure, why not?
Okay, let the mothers vote in Congress. I don't know why it has to be by proxy. Do we have something called a newfangled interweb or
Everybody
something
should
to
vote
that
by
effect?
proxy, honestly.
Well, yeah, well, they should all.
It's
yes.
amazing that they don't.
I don't
That's what I'm
understand
thinking.
it.
We've talked about that at
Can we
length.
not do
This
that
is-
now?
yeah,
Do
and-
we not have the technology? Come
Right,
on.
and as recently, because Anna Paulina Luna is, I'm sorry, guys, Representative.
Thanks. Anna Paulina Luna.
She's left the Freedom Caucus over this issue.
Saw that, yeah.
She has called out Mike Johnson to say as recently as December of 2022 that he voted by proxy.
Yes.
But yet he's calling it unconstitutional now. This is a big issue among House Republicans.
She said almost all the people that voted against it, voted or for the for Mike Johnson on this, have all voted by proxy. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know either.
But or if she was just kind of making a sweeping
I don't
statement
know why,
there.
really, the internet thing is an issue. We talk about it all the time when people come and testify before these committees, and I'll have to get back to you on
Now,
that.
You don't have to get back to me. Find out right
have
now.
Have your due person hand you the
Right.
tablet that's 2 feet away from you and find out.
Right.
And a pushback on proxy voting is look at Kay Granger. I mean, somebody
gosh,
could have
yes.
been absolutely just sitting at her office
Right,
in
that's true.
Tarrant County voting for her. I don't know how you do that.
Right.
I don't know how you would you going to have them sit down in front of the camera? Was going to be to scan the pupils?
Only if the person, they should allow it if the person themselves are voting. You know? And you can do that on the internet.
Sure.
So why wouldn't you do that? Why do you have to call your friend and say, hey, can you place this vote for me?
I mean, you could just do the secure
Why?
signal app. You'd be fine.
Which is ironclad.
You're fine.
And we've just started this
secure.
clip, but as I'm watching it, I'm thinking, you probably knew that you wanted to have a family. Maybe you should have had a job if you had to work closer to home that didn't require travel.
Very true.
Milady.
Very true.
Anyway, you want to play with
And what's the problem with her having the kid there?
Nothing.
Take care of your kid and then vote. You're there.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Seriously. Why can't you be there with your kid? You're already dragging them in.
Maybe she'll tell us.
Kid's
She
got a
had more.
nickname now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Prop.
Sorry.
My little guy here, Sam, who's now 9 weeks old.
Sam or Prop?
It's also one of my greatest honors
Right.
to have been
Seriously, it
elected
is.
by my constituents to represent them in Congress.
I mean, obviously.
And I can tell you, after being a mom here and being only the 13th member to have ever given birth while serving in Congress,
I believe
voting
there's
member,
14, but
I can tell you we have a long ways to
do I
go to
know?
make this place accessible
You're not a
Isn't
woman.
for
happy
young
Woman
families
now?
like mine. When I was pregnant, I couldn't fly towards the end of my due date because it was unsafe
so?
for Sam. And you're
Internet.
unable to board a plane. And I was unable to actually have my vote
Telephone.
represented here and my constituents represented. After giving birth, I
Sam's
was faced with an
pissed.
impossible decision. Sam was 4
hungry.
weeks old. And for all of
need
the
a
parents
blanket
here, we
towel.
know that when we have newborns,
Just breastfeed the
It's
kid right
when
now.
they're the
Right.
most
Floor, let's
vulnerable
go.
in their life. It's when they need 24/7 care, when taking them even to a grocery store is scary because you're worried about exposure to germs and them getting sick, let alone taking them to an airport, on a plane, and coming across the country to make sure that you're able
Somehow
to
you
vote
did
and
it, though,
represent
right?
your
Yeah, you did.
constituents.
You did
I
it.
was terrified that no matter what choice I made, that I would have deep regrets for the consequences. So Sam and I made the trip out, and this is our third time now coming
Great.
to the floor for this vote. I want to thank all the people who have stood by us. I want to thank
Poor
Representative
Sam. I feel bad for
Luna
that
for
kid.
being
Polina
such a
Loma.
champion on this issue.
I don't. Kid's
and
fine.
Oh,
while
little
Sam
guy,
is the
though.
best
Look at him.
baby,
Yeah, the kid's fine.
Being tortured right there.
Seems kind of fussy right
I
now.
apologize
don't
for
know.
Probably
the
needs a
noises
diaper
here,
change,
but I want to thank Representative Luna for being such a champion on this issue, alongside the rest of my colleagues.
And this
who
is why
have
we
led
can't
this
rein in the
charge
judges,
and
because we're
supported
talking
us
about
in
this.
our efforts to pass
Right.
this resolution. When I hear
All
from
right,
members,
I've already
I got
I'm
it.
so tired. I'm
I know.
already way past
Jeez.
listening to her, man.
I know.
Holy cow. I don't know if they're...
I knew you wouldn't make it. I knew it. I
Holy
knew
cow.
What is that? Like 20 minutes?
She's just rambling.
Jeez.
3.5.
Felt like 20.
It sure did.
And we didn't even make it to the end. It felt like 20.
That poor kid, though. I mean,
Yeah,
what
that's-
a prop. Congratulations, kid. Your mom dragged you to Congress
But
to
whatever.
make
I mean,
a
I don't
point.
have a problem with their
I mean,
bringing
we
our
all
kids.
support mothers. We
Yeah.
all are married to mothers. We all have children. I understand the issue.
Yes.
Vote on the internet. Why don't you just do that? Why do you have to call a friend?
Well, also,
I'm going to phone a neighbor, please, for my vote. I got a neighbor coming to D.C.
Why?
They're going to take care of it.
why do you run
Why?
for office in the first place? I mean, just
Yeah.
you could run later.
Right.
I mean, right? You could raise your family and then go do this if you'd like.
You could.
Or is that hateful?
You could. But, I
How
mean,
dare you.
can have
Yeah, I know.
mothers in Congress.
Yeah, that's
That's not an issue.
absolutely. You
really.
can bring your kid up there for every speech
Yeah.
and every vote too.
You
like
could.
said.
You could.
What?
I don't think that the House or the Senate should turn into nurseries or
whatever.
daycares, but maybe you do daycare at the Congress. You're not going to have that many kids in there, right? So for the mothers who need to vote, and you can't have complete disruption with crying babies all through Congress, so you have a place to put them for a little while. I mean, that would be fine, right?
That'd
And
be
then
fun.
vote. Or, again, let's all go back to our district and let's vote from our district. And that's where we do business every day, all year. How about that?
There's a thought.
And you're at the you're right there with your constituents
Yeah.
every minute of every day, and they can tell you exactly what they think of you.
And if they try
That's
to,
the way it should be.
move into a assisted living facility, you'll know.
You'll know. Yeah, that's crazy. That is, and I feel really bad for her. And I
Right.
felt bad for Dianne Feinstein.
But they didn't have to be in Congress either.
No, right. Get the help you need.
I know.
Leave Congress. During your conscious moments, your sentient moments, that you don't belong in Congress.
Well, building
anymore,
up to
right?
building up to this, the progression.
You say, okay,
you
look,
know what's happening.
I'm in trouble here. I need to be
Yes.
replaced.
And that
I'm
br-
resigning from Congress.
That Brittany Pedersen there, she is a Democrat congresswoman from Colorado,
Oh,
just so you know.
wow.
So
Okay.
take a train. Whatever.
So she probably wants the trans mothers to also be able to vote by proxy, right? I bet that, if she's a Democrat, she probably wants the trans men included as well. Because what is a mother after all? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Is
We
it
don't
binary? We don't know. I'm not a biologist. What do I know? So, yeah, we've got some weird issues right now.
Yeah.
We really do. And it makes it somewhat difficult.
And anything that so we don't have to deal with what actual things that are going to help the country.
That's the
But
problem.
does
Yeah.
this help the country? Yeah, it does, but it's minor.
I guess. But again, it's happened 14 times in American history. It's a problem that's very rare.
Right. Okay.
Deal with it. I mean, when it comes up, let them vote by the internet.
Whatever.
How hard is that? Are you telling me you can't secure a representative's vote from home? You can't do that? Of course you could. We have the technology to protect that vote. Come on now. It's asinine.
They'll tell us
So
what
you're
they're going
on-
to vote on
the side of-
X anyway.
Luna and her.
Well,
crew.
kind of.
Which is fine.
There's
I'm
a
just
way to
saying.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
it's
a
not
way to
worth-
do it.
This issue is not worth stopping the business.
No, it's not.
Of Congress over.
I'm not
That's
on their
for damn
side with
sure.
that. Because as Johnson said, there's a lot of issues they need to be dealing with right now
Exactly.
this week that are critical. And so they're not going to,
Cool.
which sucks. And for her to leave the Freedom Caucus over it, come on now. All right. I'm excited to tell you about a way that you can sleep better at night. Man, it makes a real difference in my life. It can in yours if you're having difficulty sleeping. It's Beam's Dream Powder. Proudly founded in America and run by people who share our values. Hard work, integrity, delivering results. It's a science-backed, healthy, nighttime blend packed with ingredients shown to improve sleep. So you can wake up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients. Things like reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. It's designed to help you fall asleep. Jeffy knows about these
I'm a big
things.
fan of the L-theanine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who
man.
isn't? I think
Yeah.
everybody is. Yeah. But you'll wake up feeling amazing. And unlike other sleep aids, there's no next day grogginess, just great restful sleep. Beam has already improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep, helping people across the country wake up and feel their best. So here's the deal. Beam is giving my listeners the ultimate Patriot discount, 40% off. Try their best-selling Dream Powder and get 40% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat at checkout. That's shop, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat, promo code Pat, for up to 40% off. It's an American company. Invest in yourself and start getting your best night's sleep tonight.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, this is really sad. Phil Kilmer died.
Val
Kilmer.
I mean, who did I say? Phil.
Phil's been dead a
Dead
while.
Phil's
Yeah,
his brother.
his dad. He's
His
been dead a
dad,
while.
yeah.
Yeah, Val Kilmer died from Top Gun.
Yeah.
From Maverick.
Tombstone.
Man.
Batman, bro. Batman.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Stop it. Doc
The
Holliday.
Saint.
Yes.
Anybody seen The Saint?
Yeah.
I like that movie. He was an interesting cat.
Yeah, he was.
Had some real issues health-wise toward the end, though. He had throat cancer.
Yeah, couldn't talk.
And I think that was the deal during Maverick, right? He was not
Yes,
doing well
at the
then.
end, yeah.
Yes, at the end, yeah.
Oh, Wes just reminded me. He was Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He
right.
played Jim
Yeah.
Morrison,
Right,
too.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Looked a lot like him, actually.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
reading-
they said he became Jim Morrison for a little over a year. He didn't. He
Wow.
almost never left character. He just was Jim Morrison.
It's interesting to me when they do that kind of
I
stuff.
know.
It's a little psycho,
Well, you have to.
if you will.
when he was doing Batman, he hated putting on the Batman suit because it was so heavy.
Oh, really? Yeah, I understand. What is that thing? Like 40 pounds or something? It's a lot.
And he was like, no, I'm not wearing that.
Well, if you want to be Batman,
All right.
kind of comes with the territory.
It does.
So, okay. But yeah, he was Iceman in Top Gun. He was our Huckleberry,
Yeah.
Doc Holliday in
No doubt.
Tombstone.
Awesome.
Just
character.
65 years old, so he died of pneumonia, I guess. But he's had real health struggles. Yeah. Sad. It's another indication, though, of how old we're getting. I've been watching that guy his whole career. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. What does that mean?
for yourself.
Like you're a spring chicken that
Another indication how old we
I
are.
was on my grandfather's knee
weird,
when
yeah.
he showed me Top Gun on my VCR.
So he had cancer, right? But did
Yeah.
he not conquer that, or did that just
He
continue?
did conquer
Well,
it.
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
battling it. Yeah.
But I think it weakened him.
Yeah.
So,
And he lost his voice for a couple of years.
yeah. He also did it. There was a documentary called Val or I Am Val or I don't know.
Not
something.
I Am Phil.
No, not I Am Phil.
We're not doing about his father. We're doing about
Yeah,
him.
what-
Yeah,
Yeah.
he thought about I Am Phil for a while, and then he thought, well, No, that's not my name. My name's Val. Why would I call it I am Phil? That would confuse people, and he didn't want to do that. So.
Sure.
So thoughtful of him.
It was thoughtful. Yeah, it really was.
And he did a bunch of voice work on animated stuff as well. I mean, he did a lot of work.
Yeah, he did.
He's a talented man.
Yeah, he was. But we lost him, which is really sad.
So who are the next two since celebrities dies?
In threes?
Yeah.
This
is a new
Jeff
batch?
Fisher.
Wow.
Oh, see, that hurts.
Wow.
He's right there in
hurts.
front of you.
Wow.
That would be sad, because we wouldn't have anything really to talk. What do you ever do? What do you know him for? I don't know.
You can talk about my documentary, I Am Phil.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you took the name.
Yeah, I did.
You took the name.
Somebody
Okay.
needed to.
All right. Meanwhile, Representative Brittany Peterson. Oh, yeah, we already did that. That was Brittany there that you saw.
Don't make me watch that again.
Oh,
Good
geez.
Lord.
No, thank you. Holy cow, that was agonizing. I don't know. We've got such a dysfunctional Congress and country right now, and we're at each other's throat every single day, all day. I don't know. It's difficult right now.
Oh, so we had
Difficult.
the two congressional seats stayed in Republican hands last night in Florida.
Oh, that's good.
So-
But we lost the Wisconsin.
Lost to Wisconsin, so they'll obviously redistrict there, and that'll just by default likely cost 2 seats in the next cycle, 2026,
That would
when they
suck.
redraw the maps there in Wisconsin.
That will suck.
So now we're at 220 to 213 in favor of the Republicans in the House.
In the House? Mm-hmm.
With the 2 Democrat seats still open.
So if they ever come back
If they ever come back, yeah.
to do their business,
This is probably as big of a lead they're going to have is right
Right.
now, 220, 213.
now's not the time to mess around.
Yeah.
Get it done. Get some work done.
Yeah, because how many executive orders are just sitting there waiting to be codified
into law.
'Cause this
which is
is-
what needs.
It's
It
going to be the
must
same thing.
must happen.
That
Jeez.
if a Democrat wins, it's going to be day one, just like it was with Biden, on reversing all of the good stuff that Trump did with executive orders the first go around.
Yeah. There's a lot of tariff issues as well that kick into gear today because, the Canada, Mexico, China, all of those things kick in. The 25% tariff on cars that come from elsewhere. Europe says they have a strong plan for striking back. What do you mean striking back? We're the ones retaliating.
Right.
Okay? You've been doing this to us for decades.
Oh, there you go.
There's
Liberation Day.
President Trump's tweet. It's Liberation Day in America.
All caps.
Amen.
But your avocados are about to go up. Just be ready. Just saying, because
That
that's
doesn't
important.
Are they,
bother
though?
me.
Not me at all. I
they,
don't
though?
care.
I don't like avocados from Mexico or Iceland. I don't care where the avocado comes from. I'm not
It is the
eating it.
most worthless
Oh, it's gross.
food.
The rest of my family absolutely loves
Yeah,
them.
Mine too, man.
So I know there are a lot of people who
No, thank you.
really love
mushy-
avocados.
Mushy water.
Yeah, it's like baby poop on your plate. No, thank you. Trying to cut back on my baby poop
Beto, is that you?
in my diet. So
So
it's just nasty.
let's see. So we got what else is going to go up? I saw a thing where paper products might go up based on the lumber coming in from Canada.
Here comes the Stamp Act again.
Yes.
I mean, gas is already up, and that I don't even know if that's part of the tariffs. But I see gas this morning at the one station that I passed by. It was over $3.
$3, yeah.
$3.09, and I
Really?
was like,
Yeah.
"What the?"
I
heck?
just paid $267 yesterday.
Yeah.
Do I hear 266?
I paid $263.
There
really?
you go.
Yeah, that's interesting. What is that all about?
I don't know.
Different
But-
parts of the Metroplex.
Yeah, but I mean, it
Don't
usually.
run out of gas in the rich part of town.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I never stop there. I just drive by.
So yeah, I mean, it might have something to do with the Venezuelan.
Honestly,
although
I
we don't
don't
get
know.
we don't get oil from there.
I just it struck me this morning back up to 309.
said anything today.
Yeah, I mean 309 for regular. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
What do we?
It's
No,
a little
no.
pricey for Texas. But yeah, their tariffs go into effect on Venezuelan oil and I believe more on the Russian oil. So
Right.
I don't know. We don't get a lot of
Highest-
oil from them, but some.
Highest gas prices in 5 months.
Really?
Yikes. Okay.
All right.
I guess Caroline will be leading with that today.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. There's no
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 explanation.
headline that says
It might just be warmer weather. We're heading into the
April 1st
travel season.
Spring spike. This is when the different blends start in places like
Right.
California and everything. The EPA crap. Yes.
Yep.
There you go.
All right. We'll chew the fat next with Jeffy.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-933-93 with some tweets. Rowdy introvert tweets. If Chris Cruz is MS-14, I can only assume that Jeffy is MS-18. At least. But yeah, don't say
Let me eat.
he doesn't have any identifying scars on his head, so when he goes to the supermax, we won't know. Not on your head.
Let's not bring it up again.
DM. Given the amount of dementia-riddled seniors in Congress, it's already a daycare center. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes, you could say that. And Dirty Mule 94. To keep the cost of chewing the fat down, Jeffy now offers tattoo and scar removal.
Oh, that's not going to be free.
No, well, it can't be. It can't be. You got to choose, right?
Thank you.
So he's chosen chewing the fat, which I think is magnanimous of him, and that continues. Right?
Correct.
That battle has been won so far by Jeffy.
Yes.
But he can't guarantee tomorrow. Anyway,
That's correct.
Jeffy to chew the fat. Do we have a... This is where this would happen. Right here.
I like this.
Mm-hmm.
Smooth
jazz.
No doubt.
1098.
And look at spoons. He's also orbited by 18 moons.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
When he's on the mic, it's no longer a safe space. Maybe we'll hear who's now 3 cuts to clown face. We're all glad he left the grocery store biz to bring us all a free big guy show like his. It's not a fireside chat. It's Jeffy here to chew the fat.
Really good. That's a brand new one, right?
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Wow, thank you.
I've not heard that one before.
So
Nice.
good.
Freaking Doge. Okay. Come on now. Right. We just got news that the National Weather Service has allowed the contract with Spanish translation service to expire. Paused until further notice.
What?
The senior duty meteorologist, NWS administration, due to contract lapse. So I'll tell you this, I did not know that they had a Spanish language radar. I did not know that.
I didn't either. Is Doppler in Spanish?
I guess so. I guess so.
Huh.
We'll find out if they were on pause it.
All right.
Because the contract lapses is there. Congratulations to a record 3,028 entrepreneurs, investors, and heirs that made Forbes 2025 World's Billionaires list, including 288 newcomers. That's up from 265 last year. Just to be clear, I am not one of them. I know. That's very disappointing. I know.
Yeah.
The United States has the most new billionaires once again, with 103 Americans added to the ranks this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the most famous new billionaires that are on the list, Bruce Springsteen, now worth $1.2 billion. Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jerry Seinfeld are both worth $1.1 billion.
Wow.
The notable new tech billionaire from here, the Texan Ben Lamb, $3.7 billion. His startup Colossal Biosciences, that's who's trying to resurrect the woolly mammoth, and he's worth $3.7 billion. So there are now 3 people worth more than $200 billion for the first time ever. Part of the record 15 members of the $100 billion club. And at the elite group at the very top of the list, whose net worth spans, dozen digits, that's up from 14 a year ago. 2017, there weren't any. They are worth $2.4 trillion, more than the bottom 1,500 billionaires combined.
Wow.
So the usual suspects lead the pack. Elon, number one.
Bezos.
$342 billion.
Bezos and Gates.
Zuckerberg. Bezos. Zuckerberg.
Wow.
Zuckerberg just eked out Bezos, 216. Bezos has 215. That fluctuates for him, though, so they'll go back and forth. Ellison at 192 from Oracle in fourth place. The Arnault family at 178. Buffett 154.
Jimmy Buffett was worth 154 billion.
He was.
Wow.
Even dead, he makes the list at number 6.
He's doing really well.
Yeah, he is. That's pretty good. I know.
You can buy quite a few cheeseburgers in paradise.
You aren't lying. 7 and 8 are the two Google guys, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, 144, 138 billion.
Where's Bill?
Gates is like 11th or 12th.
Wow.
13th, something like that. The divorce crushed him.
Yeah, that's true.
Divorce crushed him.
Yeah.
And President Trump is 700th on the list.
You know that pisses him off.
5.1.
That irks him.
Elon is slumming when he hangs out with Donald.
Yeah.
5.1 billion.
Right.
You could barely... Come on now.
Like a trailer park billionaire.
Yeah, he can't even see him. Elon's at the top at 342. He can't even look down that far and see Donald.
What are they saying Trump's worth now?
5.1.
Oh, okay.
5.1 billion. That's what I had. Okay. Sure. I mean,
whatever.
Yeah. If you want to believe that trailer park that he lives in down in Florida, it's probably pretty close to that.
Yeah.
All good things must come to an end. Every Windows user has encountered the blue screen of death. Hashtag BSOD at least once. More than anything else, the infamous error screen is characterized by the blue color, the smiley face, the sad smiley face, and the error has occurred message. And now Microsoft is changing the design of the blue error screen and breaking with tradition. In fact, it's not even going to be a blue screen. It's black.
Wow. What a letdown.
Completely black. I know. You can still use hashtag BSOD, just that it's black. Screen of death instead of blue.
I see.
Not even a frowning face for us.
Right.
I don't know how to feel about it then.
I know. And I guess they said some of them may be green, actually, as well, other than black. So, and no one knows why they're doing it. They decided that I guess we're just going to change it now.
Okay.
So be ready for that. Don't let it shock you because it will come up for sure.
Every day.
I'll try to be able to handle it.
Every damn day.
Speaking of coming to an end, who knew Germany had a space program? They do, or maybe did. This past weekend, the German rocket that they took off from, they were trying to compete with Elon Musk and SpaceX because they don't want him to dominate the skies. And they say Europe urgently needs to ensure its sovereignty in space. Okay, good luck with that, because you have this particular rocket taking off, and it lasted about 40 seconds. The Germany rocket that they were launching from Norway. That's far enough. We're not going any farther.
Look at that. Yeah.
Did we make it? Did we make it to space?
Wow. There's a German engineering.
They did not even come close to the Kármán line. I'll tell you that.
No. The fabulous German engineering
I know.
We all love so much.
Wow. Making rockets is hard. Elon knows that. But good luck keeping up with Elon because you're going to have to do better than that.
Why'd they do it from Norway?
That's where they
closer
launched.
to space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
It's the highest point on Earth.
Highest point on Earth.
Okay.
See? There, it's science.
All right.
It's stuff.
Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat, available wherever you get your podcast, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Rate and review where possible. One more, continuing on the theme of all good things come to an end. This relationship may be over if it isn't already. Ellie Hart, the primary school teacher, tossed out a USB flash drive while spring cleaning. There's the couple, Ellie and Tom. She said it was just sitting in a drawer with old receipts, dead batteries, and tangled wires. I assumed it was one of my school memory sticks and threw it out without thinking. The hubby, or I think they're partners. They don't say husband and wife. They say they're partners.
For now.
Tom came in and said, "Hey, have you seen my USB with the crypto on it?"
Uh-oh. Oh,
and
wow.
she said, my heart just sank.
Oh,
I
my
told
gosh.
him, I think I threw it away.
And wasn't there like $3 million worth?
That's correct, Pat.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've emptied the
Wow.
rubbish bags, tore open bin liners, and she said, I knew it was already too late. It's the worst mistake I've ever made.
Man,
You think?
Tom bought the Bitcoin back in 2013, like we all should have. And they claimed that it was worth $3.2 million. And I don't really blame her. She was doing what she should be doing, cleaning. But why?
He kept it in a bad place.
Why would you keep your Bitcoin USB in the junk drawer?
No, you put that
it's
in
just
your
silly.
safe.
No matter how much it's worth. I don't know how you get past it.
Or get a safety deposit box.
Something.
Yeah.
This is at least the sixth
Wow.
or seventh story I've heard like this where it ends up in a trash
And she
dump.
said you replay it constantly the moment you picked it up, the second it landed in the bin. I'd do anything to undo it. I never thought something so valuable could look so ordinary. I mean, I say that to myself every day.
There are some garbage men who are living the high life right now with some people's USBs.
And she said, Tom has been amazing. He hasn't shouted. He hasn't blamed me.
That's
But
coming.
the silence says it all. Yeah, he's out. That money would have been our future. Yeah. She continued, it's hard to move past something like this.
Man.
Yeah.
You think?
No kidding.
Wow.
I know. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. God bless.
Wow. All right. Let me tell you about lean. If you're a yo-yo dieter, you diet, you lose weight, but all of it comes back plus a few extra pounds. Then later you lose it again and you regain it again and again and again. It's a dangerous cycle. And studies show it can actually increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other health problems. Breaking free of your yo-yo diet pattern is a main reason doctors created lean. Lean is a supplement, not an injection, and you don't need a prescription. The science behind it is really impressive. It studied natural ingredients target weight loss in 3 powerful ways. It helps you maintain healthy blood sugar, it helps control appetite and cravings, and it helps burn fat by converting fat into energy. If you're tired of losing weight only to get it back, if you want to lose meaningful weight at a healthy pace, Lean was created just for you. Let me get you started with a 20% off discount when you enter the promo code PAT20 at takelean.com. That's code PAT20 at takelean.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, we continue on with Chewing the Fat here on Pat Gray Unleashed. I have just become a Coastal Carolina Chanticleer fan. They just announced that all concessions will be free at home football games this year.
Wow.
CCU fans who buy a ticket to the game will be able to select up to 4 items per concession stand visit from a menu selection of hot dogs, nachos, popcorn, and fountain drinks. And there is no limit on how many visits fans can make to the concession stands.
What?
They must scan the app each time they go to the concession stand. This is their big announcement that they made.
Okay.
And I have a question that really concerns me about this announcement.
Oh.
What's up, boss?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's the damage?
Free.
Free. Well, what about for this?
Free as well.
Free.
All of it free. You want some nachos?
Yeah.
Free too.
All free.
All free.
Free. Can I get 50 of these?
Yeah.
Free.
Free.
Yeah.
What about a drink?
All of it free.
Free.
Have 2 drinks.
Drinks?
And
all
a hot
free?
dog. Yeah.
Hot dogs free too?
All free. There you go.
Free.
Free.
Sweet.
That's right, Teal Nation. This fall in Brooks Stadium, every fan, every game, always free. Free concessions, popcorn, nachos, hot dog, fountain drinks, and water
Wow.
for every fan
I know.
this fall.
That's really
Come out to
something.
Brooks Stadium, get your tickets now, and cheer on the Shots. Go Shots.
That is
Go
gonna-
Shots. First of all, that's amazing.
Let me in.
I thought they were the Shots, though.
Chanticleer?
Yeah, I didn't know they were called the Shots. So that was really,
No, he said
really
Shants.
bugged me.
I think you said Sean.
CHANT.
Yeah.
No, but they're called the Shants. That's what they're called. Like
Right.
SHONT.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's spelled like that?
No, well, that's how it's pronounced.
Shots?
Shants.
Right,
We're
that's
on
what
the
we were
shots.
saying.
But he didn't
Go
say
Shots.
that. He said go Shots.
Okay. All right.
Whatever. I'm just saying. But that's like they said They didn't break out how much they made financially in that stadium last year, but the average in their league is about in the concessions for the other athletic departments is about $250,000 a game
per game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
that is significant.
It sure is. Now, look, alcoholic beverages and specialty items and items from third-party vendors are not included in the promotion. So,
all right,
you're in the wrong line.
That's amazing.
It sure is.
How are they doing that?
I don't know. I mean, they've got to have some kind of booster that's paying for it, right? It's got to be some kind of new NIL plan. But coming back from NIL money or something. I don't know.
Interesting. I don't know.
It sure is. Very interesting.
Go Shots.
Go Shots. Go Shots. You can now vote daily through the 21st of this month on the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025 class.
Okay.
Go there
Who's
now.
in it again? I'm sure you have the list.
You can vote. There are 14 nominees. Bad Company.
Yes.
The Black Crowes.
No.
Mariah Carey.
No.
Chubby Checker.
No.
Joe Cocker.
No.
Billy Idol. Joy Division. New Order. Cyndi Lauper.
No.
Is it Mana? A first-time nominee.
No.
Oasis.
We don't even know them, so
Mana, not Mana.
Mana. It's Mana. Whatever.
Mana.
Oasis.
Oasis.
No.
Outkast.
No.
Fish.
No.
Soundgarden.
Yes.
And the White Stripes.
No.
Okay.
There you have it.
You're done. No Phil Collins.
No Phil Collins.
No Phil Collins. That's so disappointing, man.
Sure is.
It's so disappointing.
No Tommy James.
Nope.
Yeah, no Tommy James. You need to let that one go. No Tommy James. Did you see, speaking of sports, that the World Athletics President, Sebastian Coe, said that the track and field's governing body has approved the introduction of cheek swabs and dry blood spot tests for female athletes in order to maintain the integrity of competition? So the plan changes include reinstating a version of chromosome testing that was discontinued in the 90s, requiring athletes who compete in the female category to submit to a cheek swab or dry blood spot test for the presence of the gene that indicates whether the athlete has a Y chromosome present in males. Coe told the news conference that athletes will have to take the test just once during their career. He had just lost the bid to be the IOC president.
Sebastian Coe?
Yeah, because they gave the new Christy Coventry, the two-time swimming gold medalist and current Zimbabwe Minister of Sport, was elected as the first woman and first African-American president, or African president of the International Olympic Committee. Man, maybe she will do something about about it because due to her competing in the past. Who knows? Because Coe has said that the Olympic Committee needs to take leadership in the transgender debate instead of each individual sport dealing with it.
Right.
So we'll see.
Step in the right direction.
It is a step in the right direction.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Over in the Senate, well, they had all the things going on in the House. All the things were going on. The Anna Paulina Luna situation and others. Anyway, it shut down the House because there's important work to be conducted this week, and they're not going to do it. That's so good for them. Good for them. Just put it on the back burner. Don't worry about it. You work way too hard, so take the week off. Rest of the week, go ahead. Anyway, while all that's happening, New Jersey's Cory Booker was talking for 25 hours straight.
And do we know why he was doing that?
No, it wasn't a filibuster.
It was to slam Donald Trump.
That's it.
And to break Strom Thurmond's record. That was his whole motivation.
Oh, so that was the reason.
Crazy? Loser. Anyway, here's some of what he had to say. I don't know how much.
Did he do it? Did he break the record?
Yeah, he did.
So
yes,
he beat the
Strom Thurmond
KKK record. Oh, that.
Yep.
For him.
He promised to lower your grocery prices, they're higher. He promised, I'll be a better steward of the economy. It's worse than when inherited. Over and over, he's breaking promises and doing outrageous things like disappearing people off of American streets, violating fundamental principles of this document, invoking the Alien Enemies Act from the 1700s that was last used to put Japanese Americans in internment camps?
Pause it. By whom? That part he conveniently leaves out. Who used the Alien Enemies Act to put Japanese citizens in concentration camps? Yeah, his party. FDR and Democrats did that both times, by the way. Both in World War I, which never gets mentioned, and in World War II. Pathetic.
But it's in the old laws. There's still laws.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Hello.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Alien Enemies Act.
Okay.
John Adams used it improperly, unconstitutionally. It was ugly at the time, and it was surprising that he, as a founding father, used it. But I think he came to his senses, and then they stopped. But he had more. And it went
71
like this.
days in, now 72 days.
Okay.
I asked you, are you better off than you were 72 days ago economically? I asked that question.
Yes.
Do you? Okay.
Ask it to your friends. Are they better off economically? Well,
yes.
I don't
the same
see
so far, but
how they could be, because prices are up, stock market's down, the risk of recession is climbing, consumer confidence is in the gutter, 401k plans are losing value. Are you better off than you were 72 days ago under this president's leadership on the verge of his so-called Liberation Day?
Yes.
It's going to drive prices up even more.
Yeah, I am. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. We got rid of the Marxist regime that was hell-bent on destroying America and its culture. Yeah, we're better off. We're a lot better off. But he had more. I don't know how much of this we can take, but...
And Trump is coming after them. Doge is coming after them. They're firing them right now. And are we silent, America? Are we silent when the bravest amongst us, the most honorable amongst us, the most noble amongst us are losing their jobs? Did you speak up when they came for American veterans, when they fired them for no good reason? What did you do? What did you say?
Is he going to cry?
I say no.
I think so.
I think he's going to cry.
All he does is cry.
Ugh, man.
Yes.
I don't think he had enough water in his system because he was dehydrated, so he probably couldn't shed any tears.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a dry cry. Is what we're about to witness.
Right.
It's agonizing how. Yeah. Okay. So all of a sudden, federal employees are the most noble, wonderful, courageous,
patriotic
heroes among us. We're trying to limit the size of government. I know to a Democrat that's heresy. But to most Americans, we know it's a necessary situation. It's a necessary undertaking to cut the size of this bloated, out-of-control government. And there might be some pain along the way. But it's worth doing. If we can stay the course and see it through for the short-term temporary pain that we have to endure, the long-term benefits, I think, are going to far outweigh that. I really think if we can get through this initial period, this is going to work. And that's what economists are saying. But it's not what Cory Booker is saying. He had more on the issue.
Oh, okay, great.
Mm-hmm. And it went a little something.
We have to
like
say
this.
to history where we stood when they were coming after our constitutional principles, where we stood when they were threatening judges to impeach them for making just decisions, where we stood when they were taking law firms and threatening their business unless they came and kowtowed to the big leader, where we stood when they were disappearing people from America with the due process that even Anton Scalia said they should have. Where were you when they came after the health care of the disabled, the health care of the children, the health care of the expectant mothers, the health care
He doesn't
of
think they
seniors?
should be
Where
born,
were
but he
you
cares about them.
when they attacked veterans, laying them off for no justifiable reason and attacking the VA services that they rely on? Where were you
when did
we
they attack
turned our
VA?
back on Ukraine?
Well, CBS posted that story.
Where
that was a
were
lie,
you
right?
when we turned our back on our alliances? Where were you when they took the economy down with tariffs? When they took the economy down by threatening it so consumer confidence drops? Where were you? How many things are going on before we answer the question, as it says in Hebrew, he, nay, ni. He, nay, ni.
He calls me that
Behold,
one more time.
Lord, here I am.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Deep. Deep.
He's so spiritual.
Deep,
You
yeah.
know?
Deep cuts right there. Deep
He
cuts.
does. So religious.
Didn't he call himself Spartacus at some point?
Was it him? Yeah, I think it was.
I think he called himself that.
Yeah, he did.
He tried to
Yes, he did.
equate himself with that, yeah.
What was that about?
I don't remember.
Boy, he's Spartacus.
I know. I was at home, and just like your congressman across the aisle, they went home and not doing their work. So when you ask, where were you? I was
You were at home?
Just like
Are
like
you ashamed
Congress.
of yourself for
Just
being
like
at home
Congress.
when all of this was going on?
I'm not.
All right. Well, I can't account for your conscience, that's for sure.
Nobody
I
can.
won't even try.
Yeah, he declared himself Spartacus in 2018 during the Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Who's turned out to be kind of a friend to liberal causes in some ways.
Yeah, they all are.
Yeah, he
all
and
are.
Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah.
Oof. She's off the conservative reservation, that's
Big
for
time.
sure.
Shannon, I think it's just because of Trump.
Why?
And he's the one that put her in.
Yeah. Why does this
I
happen
don't
to
know.
conservatives?
I don't know. But you saw we all saw the picture of how she looked at Trump at the State of the Union. It was not a friendly look.
Really? She
Yeah.
looked at him askew? I don't remember that photo, but maybe we'll dig it up.
She was not. It's not friendly.
Anyway, yesterday there was big news on the Hunter Biden laptop front.
Gosh.
Here's how Red State reported it. Independent journalist Catherine Herridge dropped a bombshell tweet on X yesterday purporting to show FBI chats that prove they did everything in their power to make the Hunter Biden laptop from hell story go away as the 2020 election approached. Kind of sounds like election interference a little bit, doesn't it? It kind of does. According to Herridge, the feds memory hold the damning information with gusto.
I mean, we knew this happened. Now there's this documentation.
Correct.
They knew full well, though,
Darn right they did.
that the laptop was legitimate. They were told by the
And how damning it would have been.
Yes.
At the time.
And so they said, "Yeah, we don't want to talk about it anymore." Oh, okay. So you're working for the Biden administration, in specifically the Biden family, right now.
And they were.
And they were. Herridge has the receipts on Biden's disinformation campaign. I think she did this in conjunction with Michael Schellenberger, right? This is a kind of a joint investigation by the two of them, both really good journalists. Newly released internal FBI chat messages reveal senior bureau officials actively shutting down discussion of the laptop's credibility before the election in 2020.
Yeah, and this was reported to Congress last year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So basically, there was a phone call with Twitter and someone from the FBI. Yeah, admitted. Yeah, it's real. And then somebody else on the call is like, "That's the last we'll speak of this." And then the guy who then, and then the guy who was tasked with telling social media that no, it's totally not real. That guy was, of course, promoted at the FBI.
Oh, good.
While
for him.
whistleblowers like Steve Friend and Garrett O'Boyle continue to remain unemployed. Whistleblowers
Unreal.
at the FBI.
So here is part of what happened. The informant says, "I recall that when the question came up, an intelligence analyst assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division said something to the effect of, 'Yes, the laptop is real.'" The then Russia unit chief testified in a closed-door transcribed interview. "I believe it was an official of General Counsel attorney assigned to the Foreign Influence Task Force. He stepped in and said, 'We will not comment further on the topic.'" Oh. Okay. But it wasn't just the FBI. Remember the 50 intelligence agents who issued a letter saying the laptop was probably Russian disinformation? Biden used that cover during the presidential debate with Trump. There's been much talk of alleged election interference in the past few years, but it's undeniable that the deep state in collusion with big tech and the lying media played a huge part in at least corruptly influencing the electorate in what eventually became that Biden win back in 2020. So they knew full good and well, and they just suppressed that information. And it's perfectly fine.
And we got
fine.
4
They're not
years
biased,
of
though.
a brain-dead Marxist vessel.
Cool. Yeah. But it's led us here to a Trump who's incredibly determined.
Yes.
And while there are some issues, still on the whole, I like what he's doing, and he's systematically saving America. If the stuff that he's doing wasn't done, we don't have long.
Chocolate chip.
That's who we got.
That guy.
And we got him.
That
that
guy.
Elvis Chan guy, who was the one that had to, tell social media companies that no, it's Russian disinformation. Why is he still allowed in the building? Like, he's still employed, as far as I can tell.
And you're saying what? He shouldn't be?
He still has access.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm saying that maybe
that's interesting.
Maybe you take his credentials away.
Huh? That's extreme, Keith. That's extreme.
Well,
you don't want to hear the rest of what I have to say about the FBI, then.
They do have the
bad things to say about the FBI.
I mean, they do currently still have the Epstein.
Keith Malinak
video.
saying bad things about the FBI.
Shocking.
Where's the client list? Where's the videotape?
Yeah, thank you. Where is that?
I don't care. Don't be bad mouthing the FBI around me.
It is time for all that to be released.
It sure is.
I don't understand that situation. It's just another thing that's difficult right now.
Well, they're getting to it.
They'll get to it.
They're getting to it.
Sure. Okay. Did you know that Fast Growing Trees is the biggest online nursery in the United States of America with thousands of different plants and over 2 million happy customers? They have all the plants your yard needs: fruit trees, privacy trees, flowering trees, shrubs, and so much more. Whatever plant you're interested in, Fast Growing Trees has you covered. You can find the perfect fit for your climate and your space. Fast Growing Trees makes it really easy to get your dream yard. Just order online and get your plants delivered directly to your door in just a few days. You don't even have to leave home to make this happen. Plus, they have an Alive and Thrive guarantee that ensures that your plants arrive healthy and that they're going to last. Plus, you can get support from trained plant experts on call to help you plan your landscape. They'll help you choose the right plant for your area, for your climate, and you can learn how to care for them too. It's a fantastic process. I love dealing with them. Really easy to deal with, really knowledgeable people. And the problem is when you go to one of the big box stores or a local nursery, you don't have any idea. Is this a teenager who's just making, probably more like $25 an hour now, but knows absolutely nothing about the plants or the trees or your yard or the climate? Well, this spring, Fast Growing Trees has the best deals for your yard, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners to our show get 15% off their first purchase when using the promo code PAT at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at their already low prices at fastgrowingtrees.com. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. fastgrowingtrees.com, promo code PAT. Now's the perfect time to plant. Use PAT to save money, 15%, as I might have mentioned. Offer is valid for a limited time. Only terms and conditions may apply.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Sarcasm with 0 calories returns after this.
So that White House meeting between President Trump and Bill Maher, I guess Kid Rock was along just to make things a little less awkward. He was there too. It did happen yesterday. So
yeah, I don't think Kid wore the Evel Knievel suit to the.
I don't believe he did.
For that
Wear it to the
there was a video of him playing the Steinway at the
And he
White
was in
House.
a
And he was
tux
in a
or suit or something. But it looks like we weren't the only ones yesterday who suggested that he looked like Evel Knievel.
Oh, well.
Here's Peter Ducey noticing the same thing.
Good.
Did Biden do news conferences like this, Peter? I don't think so.
He was never standing next to somebody who looked like they were about to be shot out of a cannon.
Okay, that's close to Evel Knievel. But,
yeah.
But interesting. It's an interesting. I'd like to hear Trump's view of it, and of course Bill Maher's. It's going to be interesting in the days to come when people start asking him about what was said, how it went, how do you feel about him now. I would imagine neither one of them can say, "Oh, completely changed my mind about him. He's fantastic now. Now I'm all about it."
Right.
That's not going to happen, but it apparently went pretty well according to everybody involved. Here we are at April 2nd, too, and the Trump tariffs go into effect today. And this is White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt yesterday talking about it.
Looking ahead to tomorrow,
Liberation
April 2nd, 2025, will go down as one of the most important days in modern American history. Our country has been one of the most open economies in the world, and we have the consumer base hands down, the best consumer base. But too many foreign countries have their markets closed to our exports. This is fundamentally unfair. The lack of reciprocity contributes to our large and persistent annual trade deficit that's gutted our industries and hollowed out key workforces. But those days of America, beginning tomorrow, being ripped off are over. American workers and businesses will be put first under President Trump, just as he promised on the campaign trail. The president's historic action tomorrow will improve American competitiveness in every area of industry, reduce our massive trade deficits, and ultimately protect our economic and national security. President Trump's economic vision is rooted in common sense. America will offer companies the lowest taxes, energy costs, regulations, if they make their products right here in the United States and hire American workers for the job. It's simple. If you make your product in America, you will pay no tariffs. We have already seen a number of the largest companies in the world respond to this economic approach. For example, Project Stargate, led by Japan-based SoftBank and US-based OpenAI, and Oracle, announced a $500 billion private investment in the United States-based artificial intelligence infrastructure. Apple announced a $500 billion investment in U.S. manufacturing and training. NVIDIA announced it will invest hundreds of billions of dollars over the next 4 years in U.S.-based manufacturing. And the Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company, TSMC, announced a $100 billion investment in U.S.-based chips and manufacturing. These are just a few of the investment announcements that have already been made, and it is clear that President Trump's America First approach is already working.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see the immediate...
It will be interesting. Never a dull moment.
Yesterday was a good hair day for Caroline.
Okay.
It's just...
Yeah.
I know that she was babbling about something, but the hair looked great.
Noted.
I'm glad that's what you took from that.
I did.
Yeah, that's important.
I wonder if these investments would have come. Let's just say he had stuck with the USMC, the thing that with Canada and Mexico trade deal that he signed in 2020. If he had allowed that to run to July 1st and just said, for the year and a half leading up to that, it's going to be a big day, July 1st, 2026. I wonder if these investments would have come. Because then you could have kept the treaty, the agreement in place, and given these companies time to react.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
And they're all acting as if we just out of the blue started this tariff thing. Europe is doing that. We're going to reciprocate. We're going to retaliate. No, this is based on what you've already done to us. Canada, same thing. Mexico, same thing. Israel gets it. Did you see that they just dropped their tariffs on American imports?
Well, then.
So
what's stopping other
we're
countries
not
from doing
going
that?
to assess tariffs on their products.
And I thought the EU announced that they postponed their.
Yeah, but they got a plan. They just announced yesterday they have a plan to hit us back, to retaliate against us.
Ooh.
We've already done that. You already did that a long time ago, which is why we're taking this action.
Boy,
but they make it look like this is completely out of the blue, that we're the ones who have started the tariff situation.
I can't tell you how many products I have that have a label that said "Made in the EU."
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Almost everything, right? Almost everything you own comes right.
One of my favorite jackets is has "Made in Ukraine" on it. I love some.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They make things in Ukraine?
They used to, anyway.
Okay.
Not before the war.
Well, they don't need to make anything now since Biden gave them 4 years of free money.
Yeah. Also, here was the update from Karoline on what the U.S. military is up to against the Houthis.
These Houthi strikes have been incredibly successful. Last time I was at this podium, there were more than 100 successful strikes. There have now been over 200 successful strikes against the Houthis. Iran is incredibly weakened as a result of these attacks. And we have seen they've taken out Houthi leaders. They've taken out critical members who were launching strikes on naval ships and on commercial vessels. And this operation will not stop until the freedom of navigation in this region is restored, which is a critical principle. And this president stands behind our Defense Department, who's doing a tremendous job.
Yes, exactly right. What she said. So good. Good.
200.
And she says it's so
a lot.
well.
Yeah, she did.
It
She
was
said
good
it
hair.
really well.
Perfect hair.
It was a good hair day for her.
I've heard that. I've heard that she had a really good hair day yesterday, regardless of anything she had to say about the important topics of the day. What about her hair? That's what everybody's asking.
No, it's a good hair.
What about
Looks great.
Caroline's day? You like that?
Like a
You like
Charlie's
the look there?
Angel era hairstyle there. Nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good look. She's what, 26?
Agreed.
She seems
Now, wait a minute.
pretty mature for 26.
She has a baby as well. She doesn't bring that kid up to the podium. How does she do
Wouldn't
that?
that be funny if she did that just
How does she,
She should have
pull
just
off
to make a
having
point.
job?
That would be awesome. I'm still here.
Yeah. Yeah. Cradling my baby because I'm a mother.
Yeah, it's a young baby, too, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Huh. Okay. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got to get to the shot from space of the North and South Pole.
Yes, sir.
In the same photo that was just taken, finally. So some people are led to believe that the Earth is actually round.
Oh, what?
Yeah, a sphere. What?
So this is another propaganda photo for that?
Yes.
Okay.
Another propaganda piece by NASA.
Okay.
So we'll get into that. Also, we were talking about the eye roll from Amy Coney Barrett concerning Trump. We'll show you that coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Interesting CBS News article that is promulgating an irrational claim about mass shootings in the U.S. You guys see this? You did see it?
I did. It made me laugh.
No, I didn't see this.
It was from Sarah Horbasowitz.
Who is great.
Who doesn't love?
Who is great.
The entire Horbasowitz family.
Sarah
I mean, I've been following them forever.
In fact, I had some Horbasowitz grilled this past weekend.
Did you really?
Just
from the family?
From the family, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But she repeated the claim that 1 out of every 15 adult Americans have been at a mass shooting.
Yeah, witnessed a mass shooting, right? Yeah.
You've been there. You've seen it. You're in the vicinity.
How many of that?
1 out of 15. Okay, that's...
Holy.
I don't know, 17.5 million people, I think.
That's something else.
It's a complete fabrication.
Yeah.
It's not accurate. It's not true. But this is what they do. They make up outrageous statistics that fit their narrative. And then they just repeat that lie as if it's a proven fact.
Yep.
Things like it's easier to get a gun than a book in urban areas in the U.S. for teenagers. It's easier to get a gun than a book. What?
Really?
Can you back that up? Really? Decades ago, they did it with with abortion. In the lead up to Roe v. Wade decision, the left claimed that 10,000 women a year died in back alley abortions.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Right.
The guy who made it up later admitted, because he became converted to being pro-life, he admitted that he made that up because it sounded good.
And everybody just went with it.
I mean, another incredible example of the left and their make-believe world is that 9-year-old kid who was the environmentalist. He was worried about plastic straws.
Oh, yeah, the straws.
So he called a couple straw manufacturers, asked them how many straws they made. And then he did the equation in his 9-year-old head and published his findings that Americans use and discard 500 million straws a day. That's all it took. Everybody ran with it. CNN reported it. Washington Post.
I mean,
Reuters.
for
you
years,
name it.
that was fact.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the research and the number came from a 9-year-old kid. If you're doing the math at home, that would be over 182 billion straws ending up in the ocean every single year.
Which would get
Outrageous.
you to the,
Well, that brings us to the, speaking of the ocean, the Pacific, the Great
the
Pacific Garbage Patch.
There it is. All right.
You know, that floating island of trash that's twice the size of Texas.
And you can see it from space.
Continually reported.
But you
just doesn't exist.
can't.
Is the only problem. You can't. It's never been photographed because it's, well, not there.
Not there.
Which makes it hard. It makes it really difficult to photograph when it isn't there.
Wow.
You know?
But it's moving, though. You got to remember the island, the
Oh,
garbage
yeah.
island.
Yeah,
with the
that's
currents.
true.
Yeah, the ocean
Coordinate
currents.
where it's going to be. It's difficult to take a picture of the moving object.
And the ocean's really big, so
It's huge.
something twice the size of Texas
Thank
wouldn't even
you.
be noticed.
You couldn't see it.
You know? I mean, they've made up 1,000 lies related to the global warming hoax. Scientific consensus, more frequent and intense hurricanes, melting ice caps. They just keep repeating it until it's just accepted by the majority of lemmings in this country. And none of it's true. None of it's true.
So you talked about the Great Garbage Patch and trying to see that from space. Have we ever seen both poles at the same time from outer space?
No, that's never
No, we
been.
have not.
Never been done.
Until
actually,
2
we
days
can.
ago.
Oh, is that right?
Until 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
The first astronaut
Wow.
civilian crew is on air, and this is the footage that they're sending back.
I can't wait to see it. Okay.
There's one side of the polar.
One side of the polar. Okay. Well, he said one side of the polar.
There's one side of the pole.
The polar.
Nicely put, Chris. Thank you. All right, and then so we do know that that's one of the poles.
Yes.
Just to look at it, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, I'm trying to
It
figure.
says right there, it says pole. Right
Trying to
there.
get oriented here.
Uh huh.
Okay.
All right, and now we're
wait.
dissolving.
Here is the other side.
That's the other pole.
And the other pole.
How do we know that?
Yeah. Hold on.
That's what they told
I thought
us.
we were going to
Yeah.
see him at the
Is how
same time.
we know that.
That's what I thought too. I thought it was going to be
What the
a
hell?
simultaneous. I thought they were far enough away that we were going to see them both together.
I feel.
but no.
I feel used. I expected to see.
That is a
Plus-
complete letdown.
Plus,
That sure was.
the whole thing is based on a
A lie.
bad apple because the curvature from that window is distorting the view of what we're seeing.
Is
Of
it?
the flat Earth.
Put it up there. Just pause it.
Okay.
Or just pull the music down if you would, please. Play it again. So.
Sam.
Oh, okay. So. Sam. Baby's hungry still. Hasn't fed the kid. Sorry, ADD. Okay, so I see what you're saying, Jeffrey. So that's the window.
That's correct.
Making
correct.
it look like the Earth.
Wow!
correct.
Holy
It's curved.
crap.
Just trying to keep the propaganda of the Earth
the-
being.
I really
Hold on.
dislike y'all.
sphere.
Hold on. Are both sides of that window? So we're looking at the window, like period, on both sides of that.
There you
huh?
go. Side by
Yep.
side.
Look at that.
Side by side.
Yep. Oh yeah, look at that. You can really tell.
Boy, I am convinced.
Yeah.
Such
This
an
is the
obvious
first time
fake.
we have video footage of the poles
Yeah.
of the Earth.
Hold on. How is that
And
possible?
I believe
Thank
it.
you.
That can't be the first time. How is that possible? Why has nobody ever orbited the Earth pole to pole rather than
I don't know. Maybe
around
because
the
they
equator?
can't.
But they can. They were just shown that they are, and they did.
Maybe because they can't.
Think about the flat Earth thing, though. If you can go to space, and a lot of flat Earthers don't believe we ever have. In fact, I think the Flat Earth Society disregards the fact that we've been to space. Because what is space if the Earth is flat? What are we, just a gigantic,
Pancake.
like, compact disc
Yeah.
in the sky?
Yeah.
We're just
And-
floating in space like a pancake or like a CD.
And everything that we claim as ours, and then there's outer universes that stretch beyond.
Uh-huh. Okay.
It's your problem.
So all planets are flat. Is that right?
Yeah, it just spreads out.
Or is it just ours?
Outside our area.
Okay.
I love Alex Jones'
fascinating.
comment. He says, I feel sorry for the flat earth cult.
Huh? Really?
Yes.
Huh?
He tweeted that.
Wow, he's bought into it. Sad.
But nobody
By the way,
else has,
and it's
right?
not that far
Sad.
off.
Right?
Here
Nobody
in
else
this
has bought
company,
into that.
Jeff Fisher's not the only one that believes.
No,
that the
we've got
earth is
people
flat.
in this building who
In this
believe
building,
you.
there's one person that
I've
was
had-
so
I've had
excited that
long
we had
conversations.
Yes,
with
we had-
this particular
I
employee.
gotta talk to this guy.
Yes, we had a Flat Earth Dave, and he really thought, Pat, that he would get you. And the Flat
I'm gonna
Earth
text him
convinced you.
right now.
Really? No. He thought I was going to believe.
Yes.
To his credit, he thought you were smarter.
Fair, Jeff Fisher, fair.
Well, that was his mistake,
Yeah, I know.
obviously.
I know.
So. The con has been too intense for me over the years.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But I would like to know, why have we never gone, like you said, Pat, from pole to pole?
Yeah,
Like,
why?
Why haven't we never done
Why
that?
is that the first time? And I saw that they did it in an hour. Like
Yes.
it took them an hour to go from the North to the South Pole.
How do you explain that, Fisher?
Is my microphone on? We can't. How many times do I have to tell you?
So when we do, it's just CGI.
Thank you. You think the curvature of the
Photoshop.
window that we're doing, the whole thing is fake? I don't know. Well, it's not difficult.
It kind of is.
Yes,
Not,
thank you.
though.
It kind of is. That's so great. In the year 2025, people are still, yep, the world is flat. Okay. All right. We got to get into the Amy Coney Barrett thing that we were talking about earlier.
Trump's speech there, the State of the Union, which that wasn't a State of the Union. And there's this photo. I hope this is the one. There's a video of him. Yeah, okay. He goes by the Supreme Court justices, and there's Amy. And look at this look. Come on now.
Plus, she didn't. That's
not a
interesting.
good
Kinda
look
cool.
at the president at all.
Yeah, that
man.
was
And
cool.
There's a frozen shot, a close-up frozen shot of somewhere in the ethers of the internet, and holy cow!
Wow. We'll get into
look at
this
that.
a little bit more, and a couple of other really fascinating videos to share with you coming up in a minute. First of all, just in time for Easter, at Kexi Cookies, we're dropping the limited edition Easter cookie box. Okay, so these go really fast. They sell out very quickly. So if you want one with the great flavors of cookies it has in it, it's just around for a short time. And again, they sell out really super fast. It's going to have really phenomenal cookies in it. Our cookie of the month is here. It's carrot cake made with real shredded carrots, warm cinnamon, a hint of nutmeg, and creamy white chocolate baking chips. Soft,
is it in the shape of a bunny? Or?
It is not. No, It is not. But it is delicious. And, of course, we do have that box, the Easter box. We're also going to have the orange chocolate brownie, a rich, fudgy brownie with a burst of citrusy orange, packed with melty chocolate chips, drizzled in luscious chocolate, and topped with a vibrant orange candy.
I'm willing to try that. I'm willing to try that. I'm going to go out on a limb.
You should be. You should be. We got a little heads up, though, for you. We're currently having some technical issues with our packaging machine.
Oh.
I think we've had this
What
before.
the heck?
We've talked about it before. The problem is we only paid $50,000 for it.
Oh, no.
And then I expected it to work all the time.
How dare you?
So can we just come down there with our hands out and you'll just put the
Yes.
cookies in our hands?
Yes, we'll just drop the cookies.
Okay.
For those of you who can't stop by, some of our cookies may not come in the usual sealed bags you're used to, but
They come in licked envelopes.
they're going to be as no,
What are we doing?
no, they will not be in licked envelopes. They're going to be as fresh and as delicious as ever. But thanks for your patience, and we promise it'll be worth it when they get there. So go to Kexi.com, get yours before they sell out. Keksi, Kexi.com.
And now, Pat Gray returns.
All right, let's look into this very strange State of the Union. It was a State of the Union.
It wasn't a State of the Union.
Speech, but he's shaking everybody's hand, and he walks by Amy Coney Barrett, and she barely acknowledges.
Right.
That's cold, man. President of the United States who gave you this incredible gig, and you can't even say,
"Hey, Mr. President, hi." No.
I know.
What is the weird deal there?
What happens?
She's a problem.
What happens when they get when they head to the bench, man?
Something definitely does.
He really kind of. I mean, Gorsuch was great.
Yeah,
he's doing great.
Yeah,
but
Gorsuch
Kavanaugh's
really
hit and miss, and Amy Coney Barrett is becoming more miss than hit.
Wow. Yeah, it's weird.
I don't like it.
It's weird, and that was definitely a cold moment.
Yes,
a little frosty. 2 people got frostbite just standing near it. That's what happened. Yeah, they were treated for frostbite right afterwards. Yeah,
that's breaking news.
Yeah. All right, so we also have the Georgia Meloni thing.
Yeah. So the Prime Minister of Italy. It's so ironic that because that's been on the sheet there, and that you're playing this Amy Coney Barrett, because this right here is recently she was meeting with Macron. And so she's in line, and just look at her face this entire time. She's like, "Oh my gosh, he's gonna be coming this way. Oh no!
Oh,
no.
Look at that!
Oh no! Wait! Here he comes! Oh, okay.
Little fake smile, sort of.
No, there was no hand kiss either, was there?
Yeah, no.
He didn't give her a hand kiss.
And play that one more time, Joe.
She does not dig
just
him.
As he
That's awesome.
gets to her eyes, just keep an eye on her eyes this whole time, because it's just a real quick little blip where she looks down
hand kiss,
right here, and it's right here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, she's like, he's gonna want
right here.
want to kiss my hand.
Oh, she just slows down.
That's awesome.
I think they slowed down the video, but it was still, the intentions were clear. She was.
There was no hand kiss either. I love that. That's what she was concerned about even more. Like, I can't have him kissing my hand.
I'd love to know what the deal is there.
Yeah, okay.
That's interesting.
Boy.
Well, after you have an affair and you break up, you don't want to see the guy.
Oh, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little
I have
deeper
no idea.
than that.
You nailed it, Jeffy.
Thank you.
That's exactly what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
You nailed
it. That's funny.
You know how you feel when you see the.
We'll probably find out one day.
Macron's wife is so hot. I mean, why would you even?
You would never think
venture?
to stray, would you?
Right. Yeah. First of all, it doesn't matter if she's hot or not.
He's married to a dude, bro.
That's the circulating thing, right?
And you know what? So what?
Yeah, it's like
still
like the Big Mike situation. That's supposed to be the thing, right? So what?
She's the Euro Big Mike,
right?
Macron's wife.
But it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Perfectly fine.
Love is love.
Right. Right, Jeffy?
And you get tired of them no matter who they are.
Okay.
So.
All right. Also, there's a woman speaking on the planned Muslim community.
Oh, yeah.
In Josephine, Texas now. These are popping up
they sure
everywhere.
I don't necessarily like it.
And Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, is finally starting to acknowledge it and looking into investigations. I think there's a funeral home situation. There's multiple fronts now that the state of Texas is looking into with this specific Epic Cities one. But yeah,
interesting. So this isn't the Plano one. This isn't. Is it the other one we talked about before?
Yeah, this is Josephine, and they had a hearing, if you will, where public comment could come, and several people talked, and this one was particularly interesting.
I'm a Josephine resident. I live in the city, but the proposed site is just a couple miles from my home, from our neighborhood. Our neighborhood has been listening to their videos, trying to recruit people to purchase and invest for quite a while now, many, many months. One of the first videos we heard said that they wanted to install a loud system, a speaker system that would blast their music to call them to prayer. And they could do it as loud as they wanted to because they specifically chose a site just outside of the city so they could do that. My question is, why do they have to build a compound? Why not just build their mosque? Why not become our neighbors, go to our schools? I'm not saying that they have to give up their culture. What I'm saying is...
What are you saying?
Why do they have to build a compound? What do they have to hide? On the issue of water, last summer, our water restrictions are starting in Josephine. Last summer, we did not only lose water pressure, we ran out of water one day because a construction site had left water open by mistake. We were told to not use our water and wait for the water to replenish so we could turn our water back on. So we had that issue.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I grew up in Michigan. I saw what happened to Dearborn, Michigan. I know what goes on in Dearborn, Michigan. It was labeled the jihad of America. Now we have Patterson, New Jersey, which is the Palestine
fourth holy
of
city.
America.
Mm-hmm.
If this is community is trying to cater to the Muslim population, I, as a practicing Christian who has Jewish blood, if I wanted to fly a flag that is in protest, a banner in protest of Hamas, do I need to fear for myself because of this compound that is nearby? These are the true fears that are happening in our community. My question is, why do they have to build a compound? Why something of that magnitude? Why are they hiding from us? We welcome them to become our neighbors, go to our schools. The other question is, are they going to be hiding behind their mosque and have tax exemption for this entire compound? Because it might be owned by the mosque, and then they, I don't know, give the property out to their folks. That's another question that we have, is that are they going to be doing this to evade paying taxes because of that tax exemption? So as a resident, that's only a couple minutes. I am concerned the governor and the state is investigating Epic for criminal activity. And this is the same group that wants to move in next to my home.
Thank you, ma'am.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. She's got some concerns.
She does. That's some
fair
interesting
housing
concerns.
investigation might be a misleading and investors. I'm not positive on that one. A funeral home issue. So Texas is trying any way they can to stop this project from going forward. So we'll see. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, what if,
it is interesting.
Somebody made a comment under one of these videos. What if a Christian community was trying to do something like this?
That's what naturally comes to mind. What if a group of Christians just wanted to start a Christian community and nobody else could live there? Well, that wouldn't be allowed. You can't discriminate against people based on their religion, right? Can only Muslims live in that community?
Oh, they will
will they accept Christians?
They will say no, but they'll make it very difficult.
Probably.
You know?
And I mean, the other question is, she didn't even broach it, but are they living by Sharia law or the U.S. Constitution?
That's the thing.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
There's some issues.
Is that different?
Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, just ever so slightly.
They don't. The Constitution and Sharia don't walk hand in hand.
They do not. They do not.
Okay.
So I mean, Texas, man, just wake up. Wake up, because you had the GOP House nonsense happening in D.C. I mean, the same kind of insanity of do nothing is happening in the state of Texas with Republicans here. Yesterday, we haven't made ivermectin available over the counter yet. We haven't done school vouchers yet. We haven't had property tax relief. But yesterday in the state of Texas, we were able to proclaim March 23rd as Pakistan Day. So we got that going for us here in Texas.
Pakistan Day.
Yeah, Pakistan Day, March 23rd every year.
So they
again, we're
they
not
posthumously made March 23rd.
Well,
Pakistan
going forward,
Day?
we're going to make that account every March 23rd.
Do we know why?
I don't know.
What prompted
because
that?
I didn't care to Google it.
Pakistan Day.
Pakistan Day.
Right, why would you celebrate Pakistan Day in Texas?
Well, I'm a little bummed.
Well, I don't know, you xenophobe. Why not?
I'm a little bummed I have to wait until next.
Yeah.
Can I celebrate it any day?
So
to get out the Pakistani tree?
We got. Let's see here.
Pakistan Day.
We've got a press release
it.
here. It was a resolution was
Pakistan
introduced.
Day is a national holiday.
Well, now it's a Texas state holiday as well. So that's good.
Well, don't forget also that
you
Tarrant
objecting?
County on March 31st celebrates Cesar Chavez Day.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
So don't forget that
Good
one.
Stuff. Good stuff. But anyway, property tax is
Why?
still high. Ivermectin, again, not available over the counter. And there are no school vouchers yet or even reimbursement for sending your kid to a
But we got Pakistan
private
Day.
school.
Yeah.
Or
Yes. Ugh, awesome.
Well, we do know that Pakistan's consul general in Texas was present to witness the occasion.
Oh, were they? Let me look.
That's a relief.
Cool.
So
That's a relief. Good. The resolution was introduced by State Rep Dr. Suleiman Lalani.
There it is. See?
And what it does
What does it
is
do?
acknowledge the significant contributions of Pakistani Texans in
cool.
the state's social, religious, linguistic, and economic
how
spheres.
often have we talked about the Pakistani Texans?
It's all we've discussed,
I mean,
really.
Taylor
over the last...
Sheridan's got a whole new show coming in this fall. Pakistani Texans. Come on now.
Good, right?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can't deny the significant contributions of Pakistani Texans, right? I mean, to even begin to list the accomplishments and contributions.
We don't have time.
We don't have time.
We don't have time.
We do not have time. Even if I were to start the show tomorrow at the very beginning and try to list
Can't
them
do it.
all in a 2-hour period, can't be done.
Well, they brought us
Can't be
hummus.
done.
Hummus is.
Did they bring us hummus?
They brought us hummus.
It's huge. That's huge. I don't like it, but that's huge. I've seen hummus in a lot of stores. So I know that's a really appreciated, highly appreciated contribution. Thank you for that.
That's a Sophie's choice, man. Avocado or hummus. Ugh.
Both make their way into my home
Both
from time
are
to time, that's
nasty.
for sure.
I know, right? What is it?
Ick.
Your home's fallen too, huh?
That's all I can tell you.
Wow.
I'll say it one more time. Ick.
Yeah, we heard
I
you.
don't like either one of them. All right, we've got overtime coming up, and then we'll be back here tomorrow for Pat Gray Unleashed. See you then.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.